has been similar unrest in New York.
Hi William. Hello Julie, I've just been putting your orders together too. Hello Annaline, hello Julie, yes, hello Shirley, hello Louise. No time to make tea today, it's water. Oh, look at my nose, I look like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? Hello Heather. Present and accounted for. Hello Christine. You're here, Margaret. Thank the Lord. We'll be able to start. Just been and picked these because the models which I was using on Thursday are chucked out now, but look, I got some new ones, just these two. But this variety here does not have, it doesn't have those dark lines on the underneath, so I'm just going to have to make that up. It's really nice, startlingly bright. Laura, hello, how are you? I was following a Joe Oliver wagon yesterday and I wanted to toot and say hello. Well, I say I was following him. Whoever it was, I put the foot down and went past me on the A69 heading towards Hexham, and I thought we'll get to the roundabout because I was going to the vet and he'll go to the mart, and he didn't, he went over the roundabout. Hello Fiona Ashford, hello Irene, I've just put your order together. That's the packing desk, see where my finger's pointing? That there is the packing area. So on a normal day there would be my back there just going like this. Or on a normal day it would be Jane or Lisa. Hello Stephen Bridget. There's pictures of, oh, I've got Fifey on a tracker. Did you hear that little noise? Doo-doo-doo. That means Fifey left home. I've got him on something called Life 360 and it's great. I know where he is. I can track his every move and he does me. So it's quite handy. It means that when I go somewhere, if I'm heading home, I don't have to think, oh, I better stop and ring him and tell him I'm on my way home so that he can have my dinner on the table at the right time, because he can just track me. Karen, oh, Karen, that poor black horse going round and round and round in circles in this heat. Hello, Jules. Hello, Henders. Yes, going back, Linnip Spout, one of my favourite places in the whole wide world. You go up Ingram Valley and park at the top, and then you walk for maybe 2 miles, 3 miles, I don't know, and you get to the most beautiful beauty spot, or should I say what used to be the most beautiful beauty spot, because it seems like a whole load of people have gone up there and just had a massive big party and left all their rubbish behind, all their barbecue, scorch marks on the grass, and it was just so sad seeing that. Stop it. Hello Helen. Hello Jules. She's just told me to wink. Yeah, we used to go up there when we were children a lot, when it was very foggy at the coast, because we were very, very lucky. We had a minute holiday cottage where we used to stay, 7 of us all squashed in. And when it was misty at the coast, which was quite often, Mum would pile us all into the car. This was long before the days of seat belts, and it was basically a case of just squashing children in and then pressing the door shut and then squashing more into the boot. Not like a lid down boot, one of those ones where you can see out the back. And we nearly always had like some spare kids with us as well. Anyway, and there'd be a picnic, and we would go to Ingram Valley, and Mum would say, where do you want to go? We'd go, Linnip Spout, Linnip Spout. So we'd go to, hello Marianne Ray. So we'd go to Linnip Spout, and there were never very many people there. Didn't matter what time, how hot it was, because hello Celia, because it was quite a long way to go, and we'd do quite a lot of whining, and I never liked to see adders, and we would often see adders up there, and we would dive in off the edge and swim in Linham Spout, and never got to the bottom. We would try and sort of plumb the depth, but never got there. And we had a friend whose surname was Holiday, and one of the Holiday boys, and just goes to show, he threw a bottle off the top, and I think this shows, that there is divine retribution, because he actually went in after the bottle, all the way from the top to the bottom, a bit like Katie Weatherhead's son, but this one didn't end up in the news. He ended up with a smacked arse, basically, for throwing bottles, and that was our story. Anyway, hello, say no more, no. Hello, Darren Elliott. Hello, Diana Beaumont. Now, Diana, I hope you've got your paints and your brushes ready. Actually, it's not that sort of thing. I just do it, and then you all wish you could do it as well as me. That's how it works, in case you haven't watched one of these before. I'm only joking. Did you have a holiday romance? I have never had a romance with somebody called Holiday. No, Tracy, hello. So anyway, today I thought we would press on with this lovely oriental poppy painting. Whoops, as I mentioned, Edward Furlong, how are you? Beth, good of you to get up so early. I think it's something like 4 a.m, and Beth, who is our big friend from over the pond, she must set her alarm and get up hideously early to watch Helen. So anyway, the models which I had the other day are now compost, but I went out and I got these, and as I mentioned, this variety here doesn't have the lovely black markings on the underneath of the petal, but that doesn't matter, because I'm an artist and I can make stuff up, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to tip you up. Edward, how are you anyway? I'm joking aside, I wonder how you are a lot of the time with your poorly ankle. Right. Do you have holiday, Beth? Oh, I can't read it. Edward, I'm going to have to look. Sorry, folks. I'm very good, thank you. Back on a horse. Great news. Not quite 7 a.m. Why the hell do you get up at 4 then? You've got 3 hours to put your makeup on. Right, tip you up. Sorry, just a quick thing. Wait till you see what I found in my jewellery box. A belted Galloway. How lovely is that? Sick of waiting for Sheila to send me one. Right. Hello, Linda Martin. Have you been swimming at Sweetup again? Look, there's a nice bud as well. I'll stick that in the water so it doesn't die. Glasses on. Otherwise, I am literally blind as a bat. Well, not literally, but... Right. Whoops. Ooh, now then, is this strong enough? Maybe not. A bit more. See, it's difficult when you come back to a painting like this after a couple of days, because, as you know, I'm busy weaning you lot off me. And I had a day off, yeah. Well, it wasn't a day off. I had to go to my framer. I had to take Marv back to the vet, don't ask, because they want him again next week. You do sometimes get the feeling that you're being milked, don't you? So Roger the vet came out, we had a chat, and he did explain that under like normal circumstances, they like non-coronavirus circumstances, they would oh, incidentally, if Specsavers is open, could somebody let me know, or indeed anywhere where I can buy glasses, because I know I can't see properly, and since my my good pair broke and I'm using either these or ones which basically came out of a cracker. I'm just struggling. So, yeah, Roger the vet said that, you know, if it had been normal circumstances, they would have had him in and sorted everything out and da-de-da. But they're still doing his glucose curves and they're still not 100% sure that... Can you see? Is Mel there? I wouldn't pass a vet, but it's getting a... Can you trot up straight, Edward? A belty tremendous. You can make earrings with them. Sheila has no doubt. Oh, good. Not swimming yet. Why not, Linda? Why are you not swimming yet? This is the time to be swimming. You're like semi-aquatic anyway. So yeah, I went to the vet and then I went to my frame. There's lovely Bruce who does my framing. Poor long-suffering Bruce, talking about long. I came home and I said to Fifey, I'm not sure whether it's my place to say, but quite frankly, I wish I'd taken the clippers in because it's got to the point, he's practically got an entire head comb over going on. And if he was my husband, I would strap him down and do a number 2 on his head. I mean number 2 guard on the clippers and just have done with. Because it's like, everyone's hair's grown a lot, obviously mine has, and I'm able to do this very glamorous updo, which some of you have commented favourably on. That doesn't work for a man, as we know. Right. Now then, this is where I just make stuff up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a bud here. You don't want to have an even number of big things on a painting. Turns out I had actually known that somewhere in my head, somewhere in my heart, but because I hadn't put 4s in things. But then it was pointed out to me as if I already knew it, which I didn't. But I do now. And so I take great care to have odd numbers of things in paintings. Now I'm looking at my absolutely beautiful model right in front of me here. I went to see my mother and I took her a cake, and I have to say, if there's one thing I make a nice job of, it's a Victoria sponge, and she particularly likes fresh whipped cream, so that is what I did. I got up really early so that I could do everything and have everything ready so that the day would go smoothly. And but she did point out that she had tennis coaching between 10 and 11. Well, I had to get the dog to the vet for 8:30, then go to Bruce. So basically I sat in my mother's garden until she came back from her tennis coaching. And I just need to point out to those of you who have missed some of the recent broadcasts that my mother's 86th birthday was on Thursday. And to say she hasn't grown up gracefully is an understatement. She's she's my most vulgar friend of all. She's very disrespectful. And it doesn't know her limitations. And anyway, so I said, when she eventually let on that she was in the house after sniggering and tittering while I'm just sitting in the garden, she came out and I said, so how was the coaching? Oh, it was all right, really. And I said, well, what did you learn that you didn't already know? It's like my next door neighbour says to me when I go away in my horse box, and as those of us horsey ladies know, you can never have enough lessons. And my next door neighbour, and I'm sorry about the language, but I think you're all adults. He said, "What are you doing? Can you not fucking ride yet?" Anyway, so I said to my mother, "What did you learn?" I'd been riding since I was 6 years old, so actually, yes, I can. It's the finer points, isn't it? Anyway, so she said, "Well, it's, I can't even remember what it was, a half volley." And I said, "A half volley?" I said, "Is that like when you smash the ball over the net?" She said, "No, no, no, no." So she explained to me, and I said, "Well, when are you going to get a chance to use this violent stroke?" She was quite sour, actually, when I said that. Turns out, like a low volley is when the ball comes over the net, it bounces once, but before it gets up to a height, you give it a smash and it goes over the net. This is a lovely puppy. Hope this isn't too dreary. But you know, it's pretty nice just having lovely colour to work with, isn't it? Alright, so this goes under there. And then there's another one that sort of folds back here. I certainly wouldn't take my mother on at tennis, that's for sure. I'm really very, even before my dreadful accident that Edward will understand about, I wasn't really that good. But once a year, Kath, who is my insurance person from the NFU Mutual, NFU whatever, every year I would have a meeting about my insurance, and I'd also have the meeting with my accountant in Hexham. And then I would meet Kath at the tennis club where she's usually the captain of. She's a phenomenal tennis player. And we would hit a ball backwards and forwards. Well, she would, and I'd just sort of run around picking it up and saying sorry. But she's very tolerant. And we didn't do it last year, not surprisingly. She let me off due to the ankle, or the year before, because of the ankle thing. I'll never be able to run properly. And if there was a fire in the house in the middle of the night, well, I would just fry, basically. They'd find my little charred body lying somewhere, not very many tottering steps along the hallway and near the landing. Edward, you might be the same. That's quite nice, isn't it? Look. Lovely, lovely flower. I'm going to just put... Nope, I'm going to do some leaves. Alright, which brush am I going to use? Oh, that one. These are my three, or are they? Oh, actually I got the wrong one, never mind. Anyway, these are three of the lovely new brushes, and so I'm going to use the, what's this, 3/8 size to do my leaves. Oh, I think I might do another one of them. Because there is one actually here. I love painting these. Get another brush, I think. add a little bit of depth to it while it's wet. Everything's drying so quickly, isn't it? So anyway, going back to yesterday. So after I'd been to my mum's and eaten some of the cake I'd made, she does this thing. It's like, as I might have mentioned before, in our family, there's a whole lot of normal people, and then there's me who is greedy. And my entire childhood, adolescence and young years, mostly adolescence. I mean, my mum said to me, "What do you remember about your childhood?" I said, "I remember being all the time being hungry and angry." And she said, "Well, what were you angry about?" And I just said, "Just like the injustices of the world." And it's true. Anyway, so she gave me some of the cake in order that she can do her usual thing of going, "Ho, ho, 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 that's a very big bit, isn't it?" And when I cut her a piece, she says, "Oh no, I couldn't have that. I couldn't possibly eat all of that." I'd like somebody to help me hold her down and force her to eat a lot of cake. I think I'd struggle with getting someone to help though. Anyway, so after that, I rang up my elder daughter because we had an arrangement to meet in the car park at Prudhoe under that bridge, which I always think I'm going to, you know, the one where you think you're going to squash into the edge, you're going to hit the edges because of the metal, the stone bits on either side. Luckily I didn't hit the edges, and met my daughter and my son-in-law and two of the little grand people in my life who I haven't seen for a while. And wee Hamish, I have to say, they were both wearing frocks. And my daughter is very, what's the word for people who let their boys wear frocks? It's not, oh, that's Fifey back on the tracker. Politically correct. Anyway, so most people just think they're two darling little girls. Anyway, Hamish, in his gorgeous little frock, spotted me. He's only 2, and he threw a scooter on the ground, ran across the car park and threw himself at me. How lovely was that? And there were loads of people watching as well, and I was just like, this is because they love me. I love the dark colour, thank you. What else are we saying? Interesting. I don't know, it's interesting. I thought it was gorgeous, and I was very, very, very puffed up with pride, really. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I never thought I'd be one of those sort of people. So we went down and just sort of sat next to the river, and I'd actually taken my sort of river shoes, my swimming shoes, which are just some pair of like cheap things. So I was able to hold Hamish's hand. The other one, Iris, if those of you who ever see these darling little blonde curly cherubs on my Facebook page, Iris is not a sociable, friendly child. If my daughter says, "Would you like to say hello to Mary Ann?" she just says, "Nope." But Hamish is different altogether. So I held his hand and took him into the water, and he toddled and laughed and kicked and splashed, and it was all very charming, till I got ridiculously thirsty. And I said to Ruth, "Did you bring a bottle of water?" And she went, "No, I didn't." And I just thought, what sort of half-wit leaves the house on a day when the temperature is 24 degrees with a husband and 2 children. Can you see? Sorry. And no water. She said, "Oh, but I've got this." So she had a minute dribble of seriously concentrated orange squash in a bottle. I said, "Ruth, that'll just make me thirstier." Anyway, so the trip was limited by the amount of liquid sustenance and the high possibility of dehydration followed by death, which you wouldn't really expect to happen at Prudhoe. quite nice, isn't it? Hope we need more leaves coming along. What are you saying? Adorably cute. This is being broadcast. Oh, they're not related to Grayson. Funnily enough, Marianne Ray. No, Ruth, she's very understanding. She put a photograph of Hamish on her Facebook page, my daughter, in a red, quite fetching frock. And I just said, boys in frocks? Really, Ruth? Like that. And she said, he's my little Grayson. I mean, obviously, I think it's good that boys don't feel that they can't wear anything they like and express their flamboyant sides and everything. It's quite funny. And Hamish looks a lot better in a dress than I ever did, that is for sure. One of my sisters actually went out, she won't be watching this, she went out, in fact she lived with a chap for quite a while. And one day she went away to work and then realised she'd forgotten something, so she came home and caught him trying on some of her dresses. And although she's a very understanding person and very broad-minded, and it was a long, long time ago, I don't know, I just think it was like, it's the sort of thing that you might mention to someone. I can see why it didn't work out, really. It's not everybody's cup of tea. God, I hope she's not listening. The thing is, I've got two sisters, so even if one of them was listening, that's okay, it's coming on all right. I'm going to do the thing to that. You know, I'm going to do the, oh gosh, what? Yeah. So here is the stigma stamen. Oh, Heather sent me a diagram of a plant. You've got your anther and your filaments, and your stigma and your stamens and your ovaries. Anyway, I'm going to paint that bit. It's like a little purple hat. Like I did there. Ah, and here is that very bit of paint. Oh, sorry. That noise is the fly killer. I've got one of those lights that it's the sort of thing you get in a butcher's shop. And it kills flies with an almighty crackle and a fizzle. And some people get quite alarmed by that. Right. I'm gonna get some darker red paint and sort things out down here. Right, what's being said? Let me have a look. A stigma can be called a stamen. Yeah, well, a stigma and a stamen are both parts of the lady parts. Hello, I'm late, but I've been playing horses. Giddy up! be nice to Julia. Jenny, I am always nice to Julia. I took her a cake, did I not? Love your technique on those leaves, thank you. Should have come to me for liquid. I've asked. Do you know, I thought you can't... I've never been to your gaff, Marianne Ray, but it did occur to me that you're probably not that far from there. This is being broadcast. What did I say? Anyway, I'll turn you back. This is being broadcast. Have I been very, very indiscreet? I have to say that I live in fear of saying something right hideously indiscreet and there being repercussions, hate mail, etc. I'm one of these people who, if I'm stupid enough to make a comment on Facebook now and again, I really get quite riled by other people's prejudices and nasty comments, and I might put a little comment like, consider the people di-da and have a heart. I did that the other day. Regretted that quite quickly. They all came back at me, so I just removed my comment. Because you don't know who these people are at all, where they're coming from, and what they've just had to go through. And I think people just vent. Some people just do like venting on Facebook, and I am not one of them. I'm a bit more measured. Now and again I've written something and then left it and then just deleted it before I even posted it. Just do the ranting in my head instead. I did try to report a Facebook page the other day because in response to, it was actually the awful video of Linnep Spout with all the rubbish and the barbecue scorch marks and everything. And on a particular page, because that video has gone quite viral, it's on a lot of different Facebook pages. And one of the ones had comments of people saying, get a gun, shoot them. They call these people are cockroaches, they are scum. And I just thought, I don't actually want to have anything to do with a group that contains people who use words like that about fellow human beings. And so I'd said something like, I think perhaps some of these are just, like, there could be some local people just having a bit of a such and such, and anyway, I said something and got some very nasty comments straight back. But it's not that easy, Facebook is just an open, you can do what you like there, really. That Mark Zuckerberg, he will not take responsibility for anything that's said there, and I do think that they could maybe consider their position a bit more carefully. Because I would call what I was reading hate speech. But the thing is that when you try to report hate speech, you only have about 6 categories. And if your particular incident doesn't fit into them, then you're stuck. Anyway. So we're just sort of coming together here, I think. Yeah, I don't want to ruin it. And the thing is, there's some fun bits to come. I love your technique on the... Thank you. Jen Ireland! Hello. Do you want me to show you that nice painting again? I'll just pop the reference. Just have a little... Just to remind ourselves. Just to remind ourselves. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Anyway. I need a diagram, Heather. Good grief. I've got absolutely no idea what these comments are. I'm busy painting and you're just like, yak, 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 yak. Proper question alert. I like a proper question. I'll put my brush down. Right, do I ever work in other mediums? I draw. I draw with pencil. Lots and lots of pencils. That belted Galloways. Oh, elephants, that's a couple of years ago. Yes, pencils. Oh, look at the lovely lemurs. I think they were lemurs or something. Or maybe not. Maybe they're the ones that pull your windscreen off and show you their willies when you go through the... Ah, nice. Look, they're nice little, whatever they are. Pencil. I spent all my childhood drawing with pencil, like doing accurate drawings. And I have got books and books and books of drawings. But I don't like things that make your fingers dry. I don't like pastels. I don't like oil pastels. I don't like oil. For me, when I was 20 and started really doing watercolours very seriously, 2021, by my 21st birthday I had my first daughter, Ruth. So it was very much a case of painting around in a very, very small cottage with a child, and so I'd put her in a high chair and feed her the slop and then get her out, and then with the high chair I would have a piece of like cardboard with a bit of watercolour paper propped up, and I'd have my little tiny little painting set which I used for years. I wonder what it is. It's literally like that big, and it worked really, really well, so I could paint and she'd be just crawling around on the floor. So it was a very, very practical thing. Oils are, it requires you need to kind of do it and then get all the smell and the oils off and the cloth and then put it somewhere safe and then go back to normal life. Whereas with watercolour I could literally just do one thing and the other and didn't have to put them away, and they weren't I used the term lady. Yeah, it weren't smelly. I don't really like the smell of all that terps, and I don't like the fact that you come back to your brushes and they've gone like concrete, they're set. I mean, the great thing about my brushes is even if I put them in paint and just lie them around, they'll come back to life. Stephen, I nearly messaged you because really the things that were being said, I'm sorry to get sort of cross and ranty, they were appalling. It was disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And as I say, even me putting a fairly sort of measured comment, it wasn't liked. And I have to say that was on the Real Hidden Northumberland Facebook page. It was horrible. Oh, Vivian, hello. Watch the time, I am. Alison, hello. I asked a proper question at the beginning. Fiona, what was your proper question? Bruises on your arm? Paint, not bruises. None of these are bruises. The bruises I get from like diving in and doing things too quickly, clambering over rocks, over walls, or say for instance climbing over a fence or a gate, I would get bruises. The medium of dance. Painting onions and ragdolls. You've got a good memory, Fiona. Yeah, well, I painted what was there around me. I spent a long time, like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, just painting onions. I'm not in that group, so I wouldn't have seen it, or I would have reported it. Thank you. It's okay, Stephen. Yeah, I've just left the group, and then I thought I should have maybe, before I left, said I won't remain in this group, and why. But groups that don't have moderators or administrators and there's no way to message are quite difficult, and they can just get away with murder and get away with calling people despicable names. How to mix vibrant colours, my Iris sister. How to mix vibrant colours. I'm glad you think so. I mean, The mess was disgusting, but the rant was worse, I think. Hi Kate, how are you? Kate, another artist, she's watching. How to mix vibrant colours. Just mix two, or just use it straight out of the, whatever. Yeah, you've seen me like millions of times just go straight into the paint, straight in. Do you know, I was going to say I'm about to go, but there's one thing. You know the Ludlow paint I've been using, and the lovely ultramarine blue. I can't. You've seen how much paint I use, and that's just in front of you. I've got other paintings on the go. I got a knife. I got my knife, and I put a sort of knife load in there weeks ago, and I'm still using the paint that's there, and I use a lot of this paint. Right, Facebook has often discussed my complaints and not accepted them. You didn't sell purple. But that blue and the crimson, that colour. Just the two. Right, I am going to go. I have a feeling I might have a visitation later on today, now that things are a little more relaxed. And I shall probably have a swim in the river later on, like I did last night. It was brilliant. And have a lovely day today. I think I'll be painting tomorrow. Not sure about Monday. I'll keep you informed. I need to wean you away. I'll post my painting later. Great paintings on the lockdown, gang. Really, really lovely. Let's see where dioxin. Wait there. Don't go. Look. Look, there is his chart. What did you say it's called? Dioxazine. My arms are getting too short for reading. So this is a actually, I've no idea. Or anthraquinone crimson. Right, anthraquinone crimson I use a lot of. Could be a visitation from. Oh no, weaned. Do you know what? Sorry, just quickly. I went into the paper shop. The other day I told you about the post office. I'm sorry to be so. I went to the post office. And I told you the story. It's like I'm waiting, thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to miss 12 o'clock. And I got there and I went, right, can I have some cheese and some bread and such and such? And John, who runs the post office with Ildy, I said, I've just got to get back, so I do this thing at lunchtime, it's just like a live Facebook video. And he went, oh, I've heard about that. So when did you do that? And I said, well, it was sort of every day, but I said, it's just getting down. And I said, I'm going to have to wean them off. And his wife, Ildy, is from Lithuania, I think? Lithuania or somewhere. And she said, wean? Wean? And I said, that is when you take the babies off the breast. She understood. It's quite funny. Is this a warning? Right, I'm going. What did you say the colour was? Dioxane. Oh, there's dioxin violet. Yeah, he does do it. Yeah, these. You see, these are like the big jars for the big girls who use lots of paint. And I am going to be selling sets of 6 when it gets nearer to Christmas. But these obviously cost me quite a lot. I don't really want to end up with masses of stock. Right, it's been a delight, always lovely to see you, and probably see you tomorrow. Bye.